All right, what's going on? This is the build video. This is part 2, doing the floating pod mount and gate install. This is finished up from the first video. We got the rear motor pod, and so what you'll need for this video, you'll need these two aluminum pod gates. You'll need these two little pieces here for the center pod mount, and then we're going to be running a hard body, so you'll want these pieces. These will go on there for the hard body to mount onto. And he also mentions that he makes these tabs a little longer so they don't pop off as much, because most people use tape to keep their bodies on, so maybe this is going to help me not use a bunch of scotch tape during the races and track days. So screws to keep on hand. Get some 2x3 and some 2x4mm button heads. I think in the video he says 2x4mm button heads for a certain part, but in the CAD file it shows 2x3, so just keep that in mind. Then you have 2x3 flatheads, by 4, 2x4 flatheads, 2x5 flatheads. The first part has two 2x5, so I just had them out ready. First video I was searching for screws. It made the video a little long, so I'm going to try to have it a little bit more prepared this time. So, okay, let's get into it. The first thing looks like we're going to be doing is this pod.
Okay, now we're going to go over the floating pod.
One thing I want to mention, these little pieces right here, if you guys can see, they're not actually threaded. The big one doesn't matter, so you'll kind of be self-threading into this little piece of aluminum, or like friction threading. I don't really know how it sits, but that's just something to keep in mind. So if it doesn't thread in right away, you kind of got to push it in to get it started. So at least mine don't come threaded, so that's what I'm rolling with. Hopefully I'm not misspeaking and generalizing it for everybody else. I'm just assuming. Other thing, this is the aluminum chassis, so this has the new pinned pod gates. However, the pod gates themselves are not pinned. This is, early June of 2024 in this kit, so this kit doesn't have the updated pod gates, but new chassis, new kits, probably later this year, they're going to be updated with the new revisions and all that fun stuff. But okay, let's go ahead and get started.
Mount and installing the pod onto the chassis. So you're going to want to take your 5mm flathead screws, your floating pod mount. There's two pieces. One has bigger holes than the other one. The one with the bigger holes goes on top of the chassis, and the other one goes on top like so. It's always best to kind of press this together a little bit while you're screwing in to make sure the screws go straight, like that. Kind of squeeze it, just barely touch it. Same thing to the other side. Now normally we would put this all together at the same time, but I'm going to explain a little bit on that. Floating pod mount. There's been a lot of confusion. So
I did one side, now I'm going to do the other. Two 5mm flathead screws. This part's tricky. Yeah, you do got to push down pretty hard to kind of get that started. Okay, and this is a part where a lot of people have a lot of issues with their car. So definitely watch the MWX performance videos a couple times and really pay attention to what he says, not just what he's doing. I think he has a lot of useful tips. I'll try to repeat some of the stuff he says, but definitely refer to those first. This is kind of filling the gaps we're trying to.
The point of the floating pod mount is so that this is a clamp. It's done on purpose. The hole diameter in the middle of this is smaller than the diameter of the center bod pawl.
Okay.
On purpose. Right now, it will not go in the hole. This is done because as this wears out, you want to be able to adjust it, and you can actually use it for a tuning function as well. So right now, as you see, it doesn't go in. Not supposed to. We're going to back out, and before I actually back out, make sure that they're even. Touch. Right. There's about even. We're going to back up a quarter turn.
Okay, so he wants to make sure that they're even before you kind of put it in and start backing it out and finding the, so mine still slides in, but it's close. Yeah, I can see how this could mess up the handling of the car if you have this too tight, probably. I don't know what would happen if it's too loose. Too tight, the rear end probably just slips around. Okay, this is almost like just gonna keep going till it's tight on both sides. Yeah. Let's see how this fits. Doesn't fit. Okay. So now let's start backing it off, I guess. So, okay, we're back. Didn't really, took a little break for a second. Okay, so all I did is I backed all these out. I barely threaded them in. It's just trying to get them nice and straight, um, and perpendicular to the hole. Okay, so now kind of make sure to be squeezing the top so you can make sure they're roughly, so like this one looks like it's a little bit out, so catch that one up. Okay, it's hard to tell, but they look fairly the same, so I'll go another little bit. Okay, and the distance from the top looks about the same, so we should be good. Then you want to put this thing in. See, this slides in. However, so you're supposed to take out the play. This is going to be tricky. I mean, he started backwards. He made it so tight it couldn't even fit. So maybe let me start, do another quarter turn right. Okay. Doesn't fit. Okay, so now let's do like an eighth of a turn. Okay, no, that's tight, but I'm getting close. So let's do like an eighth of a turn, what I call eighth. So quarters where my thumb is, so then somewhere, that's about an eighth. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's nice and free. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky. I mean, maybe it could loosen. Maybe it could needs to be tightened. Yeah, this is something that's gonna be tricky. Um, oh, also, what I did was you should put some oil, some of that lube on here. Just put a drop, um, just to keep things low friction. And I don't know. I think I'm there. This is tricky because you want these balls to sit right there. I mean, I feel like the slightest bit of resistance. I think it's supposed to be super free. Or is that the way I'm holding it? See, this part's tricky. Okay, I'm gonna stick with it. I feel like I'm just picking because I want to, but I think I did a good job. So if not, we'll send it to Marcus Williams. That's not gonna hurt anybody. Okay. So now, let me rewind the video a little bit.
Body mount clips on there using 3mm. For that, this is going to be it right now. The F1 pod gates are now pinned. You can see a little pinhole on there.
So he's just going to put the pod gates on. So pod gates go like this with the fat side on the inside. I guess it's going to sit something like that. And yeah, I forgot what screws we use. I want to say it's like 2x3.
And the chassis is also pinned. But before that, this is going to be for a Lexan car, so I'm going to go ahead and put the body mount clips on there using 3mm.
Okay, so he wants to go ahead and do the body mount clips. So yeah, I think he keeps saying Lexan. I'm pretty sure he means hard body, but I could be wrong. Oops, too many. Okay. These thread lock as a might as well. So use the carbon piece, and looks like it just screws to the outside. I don't have them snug all the way. I know. I'll like double check at the end just to make sure everything else is fitting right. Okay. So it's going to go like this. Okay. Looks like these sit like that. Okay, let's see what screws.
I also like to Loctite these as well. Alright, now pinhole goes in there. R1 has got 3 for the R1 soon, which will also include 4s. The F1 4, and then I also. Alright, now
Okay.
pinhole goes in there.
He puts them on.
Secures it. Doesn't move around. There's still going to be a little bit of play, but not near as much as it was before. And then I also you want to use a 4mm flathead. The original R1 has got 3mm, which will work. You just can't clamp down quite as strong. The F1 they'll come as 4, and then I'll have new screw sets for the R1 soon, which will also include 4s.
Yeah, I don't think I can use 4s because I only got a few of them. I feel like they're going to be used for something else. So I'm pretty sure, this is a kit that came off the shelf in June, so early June, late May. Yeah, I guess I'm going to stick with the 3s, and then I got those gold screws coming in anyways. I'll just put a little extra Loctite on there to be safe. I don't think that's what he's talking about, but I felt like it had some good amount of thread actually. I don't know why he went 4, but that's what he said. Okay. And just so you know, I'm not tightening these screws down all the way. So yeah, oops, way too much. Dang it. Oh. Okay, see there's some wiggle there. I'm gonna do the next one. Okay. And then we got another one. Once again, 3mm. He says the new ones are coming. So yeah. Okay. Those are in there loosely. Let's see what's next.
The pod mount, the pod install. All right, that's done. It's done. There. This is our shock side damper mount.
What the hell, side damper mount? When did we build this? Looks like it's in here.
4mm flatheads.
Okay. We gotta go to the CAD file, which I absolutely love doing. Okay, so this piece we want. So this piece looks like it's that piece right there. Okay, let's put these carbon pieces back, keep them organized. Okay, so we got that piece. Then what else do we need? Okay, so we need, what's the screw? Looks like that is a 2x3 button head. So we'll need two 2x3 button heads. Where are these going to connect? Okay, so the two 3x3 button heads, they're going to connect. One's right there, one's right there. I think they line up, so that sounds about right. Two 2x3 button heads there. And he has like these little ball stud things, little pivot balls already installed. I'll wait to see if he explains it in another video. Hopefully he does. Doubt it, but we'll see. Okay, let's keep going.
It's done. There. This is our shock side damper mount. The pod mount, the pod install. All right, that's done. It's done. There. This is our shock side damper mount. We're going to use 4mm flatheads.
He says flatheads, but he means button heads. In the build video, in the CAD file, this part, it specifically says 3. You see 2x3mm button heads for that screw right there. That's what we need. So I'm going to stick with the 3. I have a feeling that's probably the better way to go. This is going into metal, so let's go ahead and get some thread lock on there. Pull up the video again. Okay, so I didn't tighten it all the way. Same thing here. Boom. Okay. I feel like this one's going by quicker. Probably not. And there's a specific way we tighten everything down.
Okay, got a little movement there. It could probably be a little bit looser, but I think for a first run, I usually want around a little bit tight, kind of let it seat in. Now, this particular one, I haven't adjusted anything yet. There's play between. You've got play here, 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 here. So when you go to align this up, you're going to try to get these first.
Oh damn, yeah, you see, so, okay. So he's talking about aligning this up. I don't know how well you can see, but if you look down, you see how like this side's like heck of a lot closer than that side. So this is all going to be nice and even. Yeah, so I think that's just getting all these like loose, and which they already were, but now they're like completely. So now, yeah, you see how much of a difference. So then he tightens them in a specific order. I think he does the insides first or something.
Okay, when you go back to retighten it, you want to tighten this one, and this one first. Make sure it's still in alignment, which it is. And then you want to tighten your outside too. And there we go. Like I said, I'm going to back the FPM off just a.
Okay, is it still aligned? The left side does not look aligned, but so you really gotta check. Okay. Okay, is it still aligned? Yes, and then he tightened the outside ones. Okay. That I feel like the right side's not there. So should I loosen this one? It's hard to do this and hold everything and line it up. Okay, boom. That looks good. Yeah, right and left side look good. Tighten the insides. Let go, check. Okay. This one. This one seems a little farther away. Let me try to shimmy that one down first. Oh yeah, I think I did it now. Yeah. That is about as good as it gets. Okay, let's get my final snug. Boom, boom. Those are good. These are good. Wait. Wasn't supposed to touch that. I mean, yeah, the floating pod mount, it feels good. Definitely, there's no wiggle in the mount itself. I'll be, yeah, that should be fine. Okay. So what else does he do?
A little bit. Now, if you go too far with this, it'll start sliding. You'll have a lot more play. There we go. Also, you want to put a little oil here, here, and here whenever you're assembling this. Usually before you put it in, but for what we're doing here. There you go.
Okay. And one thing I didn't do was this. Tighten down these. Okay, and then probably tighten these down next. Now that everything's like tight on the bottom. And yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, I think that's it. That's part 2. Just to recap, 2x3mm button heads. This one I don't remember. I'm gonna assume it was a 2x3mm flathead, but double check the CAD file. And yeah, these two are by 5mm, and these two are by 2x3mm. But on the new ones, apparently he's gonna have them 2x4mm, so you can get them a little bit tighter. Aluminum chassis has the pins for the new ones. Probably upgrade to that later. Okay, now I got it uninstalled. So here, snug that on. Do the other side. These are all the same, 2x3mm. Boom. This one didn't feel as good. Hold on. No? Okay. They just don't thread in that far. And then these go for the top. And these are the ones. Probably don't need to thread lock this, but and yeah, put that in there. Do the next one. Okay. Okay, back. So put the last screw in. I think this was a 2x3 button head. Snug them all down. Snug the top ones down. I think I already did. Okay, so yeah, this is a little tricky to get back in with little ball studs on. Definitely do that before. So yeah, just double check. So that's like the bigger ball stud, 3.5mm, 2x3mm button on the bottom, 2x3mm button on the bottom of this, and yeah, what I did to get it back on easy, I just took this screw off. This plate swung out, put the thing in, screwed it back down. Yeah, I had to readjust my floating pod ball mount. It feels pretty good, nice and free. Yeah, so maybe it's too free, maybe it's tight, don't know. All right, that's it. That wraps up this.